CBI said on Monday that the dots of the government's policy don't join up. They're right, aren't they?
And she talks about a petition. We had a massive petition on the 4th of July in this country. We spent years taking our party from a party of protest to a party of government. They're hurtling in the opposite direction.
Today, we dive into one of the most explosive weeks in British politics. A petition demanding a general election has set Westminster ablaze, with millions signing up to voice their anger. Labour's Keir Starmer faced brutal mockery in PMQs, while Kemi Badenoch fiercely defended her government's policies. And if that wasn't enough, pensioners across the UK are forced to choose between heating and eating as new fuel allowance cuts spark outrage. But that's not all. Shocking revelations about King Charles's health and how it's reshaping his royal duties will leave you stunned. Stay tuned as we unpack these stories in today's unmissable video. But first, hit that like button and subscribe to join our ever-growing community, bringing you the untold truth of British politics.
What a load of nonsense, Mr. Speaker. We had a budget in March this year, and tractors were not blockading the streets of Whitehall afterwards. So let me give him another example of a real business and made it easier for people. Everything he has done is attack people. The budget was an attack on farmers, an attack on workers, an attack on pensioners, an attack on the young, and an attack on thousands of charities and businesses across the country. The whole system is broken, Mr. Speaker, and he is making things worse. He is making things worse. Mr. Speaker, he is making things worse. Everyone is unhappy. Isn't it a good thing that the Chancellor is an expert at customer complaints?
The hot topic this week is the petition demanding a general election, now signed by over 2 million citizens. Keir Starmer wasted no time grilling Kemi Badenoch during Prime Minister's questions, accusing the government of being out of touch and failing the nation. Here's a clip of that heated exchange where Starmer said, "Everything is broken and you're making it worse." But Kemi Badenoch hit back with sharp wit, mocking Starmer for offering no solutions and calling him a bandwagon politician.
Mr. Speaker, I think she's just read out the charge sheet against the last government. Everything is broken. And they come here every week with absolutely nothing to offer except complaints. Nothing constructive, no new ideas. They don't know what they're doing from one day to the next. Living in this fantasy world that everything was fine apparently for 14 years. Well, the country's fed up with those fantasies. They've got rid of those fantasies. We're going to take the hard decisions. They're jumping on every bandwagon that's passing. We're taking the country forward.
Drama didn't end there. Starmer's jabs at the government's economic policies led to Badenoch firing back with the statement, "We're taking the hard decisions to move this country forward, while you jump on every passing bandwagon." What do you think? Are the public justified in demanding a general election? Let us know in the comments below.
He should resign and find out. Until then,
I'll decide when there's more.
Mr. Speaker, until then, I'm the one asking the questions. There's a petition out there, 2 million people asking him to go. He's the one who doesn't know. He's the one who doesn't know how things work. It is not government that creates growth, Mr. Speaker. It is business. His employment secretary, I don't see her here, she wants more young people in work. But businesses say they are cutting jobs because of the Chancellor's budget. His deputy prime minister, she is not here. Her employment rights bill will stop businesses hiring. That's what they say.
While Westminster is embroiled in political drama, the elderly in Britain are facing a much harsher reality. Labour's Rachel Reeves announced severe cuts to the winter fuel allowance, leaving millions of pensioners out in the cold. Literally. A report by Age UK reveals that 77% of pensioners relied on this payment to cover heating costs, and over a third said they would struggle financially without it. Here's what one affected pensioner shared. "I'll have to choose between a warm home and a hot meal." This drastic move has sparked outrage across the country, with critics saying it's forcing vulnerable people to make impossible choices. Caroline Abrahams from Age UK stated, "Even those who were once comfortable in retirement are now tightening their belts." What's your take on this? Do these cuts show fiscal responsibility or neglect? Switching gears to the royal family, King Charles has made headlines for a significant lifestyle change following his cancer diagnosis earlier this year. According to Queen Camilla's son, Tom Parker Bowles, the king has cut back on red meat and embraced a diet more focused on health and longevity. After stepping back from royal duties for 3 months, King Charles returned in April, visiting a cancer treatment center alongside Queen Camilla. Buckingham Palace has yet to disclose the specifics of his diagnosis, but sources suggest his recovery is progressing well. Tom Parker Bowles called the king a food hero, emphasizing his deep knowledge of British produce and dedication to sustainable eating. But it raises a larger question. How will his health shape the monarchy's future? From fiery debates in Parliament to pensioners battling financial hardship and a king adjusting to life after a cancer diagnosis, one thing is clear. The UK is at a crossroads. Political leaders are grappling with immense pressure to deliver, but are they up to the task? The cracks in the system are evident, and the choices we make as a nation in the coming months will define our future. Will public discontent force a snap election? Or will the government weather the storm and deliver on its promises? The stakes couldn't be higher. Now that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on the topics we discussed? Should there be a general election? Are pension cuts justified? Or are they a betrayal of the elderly? And how do you feel about the changes in King Charles's lifestyle? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage of British news. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next one.